Dearest love. He started out small and now he's a great big businessman with plenty of estates and businesses. And one time during an interview, he told a story of an old uncompleted building he now owned. There, he told the story of how people see him now and think life has always been rosy. But that was where he started life. He was born in that broken down building. He had lived there with his mother and father and 3 other siblings. There his elder brother had died and his mother too. It was the only place his parents had to live as they struggled through life. His mother had been a porter at the lorry station and his dad a truck pusher. Whatever they made, they only used to get their children some education. It was like they had no family and the whole world had forgotten them, but they never gave up and never strived for anything other than to give their children the best they could give. The greatest blessing was that abandoned, uncompleted building, and there they lived for 28 years. He said he bought the property because his father refused to move from there. And yet, from all his time growing up, his father's greatest fear was the day that whoever owned the building would come and throw them out. He wanted his father to enjoy the latter years in the home he had come to love without the fear he had lived with all his growing years. The interviewer asked why he had not just told his father the owners were going to tear down the place and giving him a befitting place to live. He had laughed so hard with the camera on him and asked back, "Befitting? Just as a big funeral with big prominent people will be a befitting burial for my father, right? But it would never raise him from death and bring a smile to his dead face as the smile I see on his face every day I go home to see him in the place he loves. My father has taught me one thing. A man's life is dependent on what brings him peace and joy and not what others think is best for him. My father feels at peace in that house. To you it is not befitting. To him it is everything he has lived through and lived for. It holds the memories of life that he cannot let go, and I cannot and will not take it from him. I have made my own life memories, and yet I have learned enough from my father to cherish that old broken down uncompleted building, being held together by a father's prayers and his love for his family and a hope to make a better life for his children. I believe that house would fall apart the day the old man rests with his maker, but until it falls apart, I keep his prayers alive and keep that place as a reminder of where I have come from, and that what is priceless is not by what worth people place on a thing, but the love, peace, joy and faith it holds. I look at the world today and everyone seeks progress, newness, improvement, away with the old and out with the newest. And I wonder, if our Father chose to hold to the old, would we force him into the new or find the meaning in the old he loves and love it too? Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For I tell you truly, until heaven and earth pass away, not a single jot, not a stroke of a pen will disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. So then, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do likewise will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 5:17-20. Stay blessed, trust and obey, for there is no other way. K.